The 2025 Indonesian Grand Prix at Mandalika will be remembered not for its thrilling battles, but for one of the most dramatic and consequential first-lap incidents of the season. What began as a weekend of redemption for Ducati and celebration for newly crowned world champion Marc Marquez ended in chaos, injury, and renewed debate over on-track decision-making. The signs of turbulence emerged early. Ducati, so often the benchmark in 2025, endured one of its most difficult qualifying days in recent memory. Only Fermin Aldeguer managed to put a Ducati inside the first two rows, while Marc Marquez, who had crashed twice during practice, was forced to start from ninth. He salvaged a sixth-place finish in Saturday's sprint, but the race was anything but straightforward. Marquez was handed a long lap penalty for a bold overtake on Alex Rins that forced the Yamaha rider wide. Dani Pedrosa publicly disagreed with the decision, calling it excessive, but the stewards stood firm. Meanwhile, Marco Bezzecchi produced a recovery masterclass, storming from a poor start that dropped him to 8th at turn 1 back to the lead, winning the sprint from pole on his Aprilia. His pace underlined Ducati's struggles and suggested that Mandalika could become a decisive weekend in the late-season title run. Sunday's Grand Prix began with immense pressure on the front of the grid. Aldeguer started as Ducati's best hope, flanked by a hungry Pedro Acosta and Alex Marquez. Bezzecchi, starting from pole, again fumbled the launch, slipping deep into the midfield and finding himself behind Marquez's factory Ducati as they approached the high-speed turn 7. This section of the track is notoriously narrow and committed, with a single clean racing line. Riders typically follow one another closely, but overtaking attempts here are rare due to the speed and lean angles involved. It was precisely this scenario that set the stage for disaster. As Bezzecchi tucked in behind Marquez, he attempted to regain positions aggressively, just as he had done successfully in the sprint. But this time, his judgment faltered. Approaching turn 7, the Aprilia rider clipped the rear wheel of Marquez's Ducati at high speed, triggering a brutal crash that sent both riders tumbling violently into the gravel. Neil Hodgson, providing commentary on TNT Sports 2, didn't hold back in his assessment. "What a bad move that was. It's one line through there. You cannot overtake. He was not alongside. I've never seen anyone even try and pass there." It was a strange decision from the cool customer, Marco Bezzecchi. The impact was immediate and frightening. Marquez's right arm, already the site of multiple surgeries after his infamous 2020 Jerez crash, took the brunt of the landing. He was seen holding it tightly, unable to remove his helmet, before slowly walking away. Bezzecchi, meanwhile, also fell heavily and was reportedly knocked unconscious momentarily before regaining his bearings. Fans quickly called for Bezzecchi to be penalised, arguing that his move was reckless. The FIM stewards confirmed they would investigate the collision post-race, though any hearing might be delayed due to the injuries sustained. Alex Marquez, watching the crash unfold behind, was furious, not just at the collision, but at Mandalika's gravel traps, which he felt exacerbated the danger as his brother and Bezzecchi rolled violently through them. He later remarked that the scene left him shocked and angry, calling for circuit safety revisions. Both riders were rushed for medical checks. Bezzecchi was taken first to the circuit's medical centre and then transferred to Mataram Hospital for comprehensive examination. Aprilia later confirmed that he had no fractures, which was a significant relief given Aprilia's injury-ravaged season. With Jorge Martin already sidelined from Motegi due to a broken collarbone, losing Bezzecchi could have been catastrophic for the Noale outfit's late-season hopes. Marquez's situation, however, was far more serious. Initial reports from Ducati team manager Davide Tardozzi hinted at evidence of a break in his right shoulder area. MotoGP medical director Dr. Angel Charte provided further clarity. Marquez is fine, with slight pain. He has trauma to his right shoulder. The X-ray we took shows a small fracture. The complexity came from the fact that this was the same arm previously operated on multiple times. Chart warned that only detailed scans in Madrid would reveal the full extent of the damage. There are issues that could obscure the diagnosis. A CT scan needs to be done to see if surgery is necessary or not. Before flying to Spain for further medical evaluation, Marquez spoke briefly to DAZN and Sky, visibly disappointed but composed. "I can't say I'm okay, but it could have gone worse. We'll have to figure out in Madrid what I did to myself, but it looks like my ligament is ruptured and my collarbone dislocated. It's obviously not the best day after winning the championship." He confirmed that Bezzecchi had already come to apologise, acknowledging the unpredictable nature of racing. "Races are like that. One time it can happen to me, another to someone else. The MotoGP is like that." Our Ducati statement later clarified the medical situation further, describing it as a right collarbone injury with possible ligament damage, and confirmed he would fly to Madrid Sunday night for specialist consultation to decide whether surgery was required. While all this unfolded, the race itself quickly settled into a new rhythm. Fermin Aldeguer, Ducati's young sensation, capitalised brilliantly on the chaos, stretching a gap at the front that he never relinquished. He took the checkered flag to become the second youngest MotoGP race winner in history, behind only Marc Marquez's 2013 Austin triumph. Pedro Acosta followed home in second, showcasing yet again his exceptional consistency in his sophomore season. Alex Marquez secured third, giving Gresini Ducati a valuable double podium despite the factory team's misfortunes. The crash and injury add another chapter to Marquez's strange history at Mandalika. He has now failed to finish a Grand Prix in 4 attempts at the Indonesian venue, suffering everything from concussion and diplopia in 2022 to now a fractured collarbone and suspected ligament damage in 2025. For Ducati, the injury comes at an awkward moment. The World Championship was wrapped up early in Japan, but Mandalika has once again exposed vulnerabilities within their factory team operation, both technically and strategically. Aldeguer's GP24 was the only Ducati truly competitive across the weekend, while Pecco crashed out, continuing his difficult run of form on the GP25. For Aprilia, Bezzecchi's crash and medical scare underline how fragile their late-season momentum is. With Jorge Martin already injured, they cannot afford another top rider on the sidelines if they want to fight for podiums in the closing flyaways. The next race at Phillip Island is just 2 weeks away, and all eyes are now on Marquez's recovery timeline. Ligament injuries are notoriously unpredictable. While fractures can be plated, torn ligaments often require longer rehabilitation. Ducati and Marquez will undergo scans in Madrid to determine whether surgery is required and whether he can realistically return for Australia. If he misses Phillip Island, it could disrupt Ducati's momentum heading into the final stretch, even though the championship is already secured. It would also open the door for rivals like KTM and Aprilia to target another race victory before the season finale. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for new upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.